Hi, Sinigog here. One more quick tip about how to use the Drupal ecological information management system effectively. In this little broadcast, you are going to see how to use the interface to change one value of a field for many nodes at the same time. So this happens often, especially when you realize that maybe an automated process to migrate content went wrong or something like that. I'm going to share the screen so you can see what I am talking about. All right, so hang on. Here we go. All right, so here is our screen. And I'm showing you in this Plum Island ecosystem development website, I'm showing you a data set. And one of the things in this data set, which has a map and all sorts of things, and it has sections and dates and people associated with it, methods and all. One of the things that is striking is that the field short name, which is, it reflects an abbreviation for the title or what this data set is about. It has the value no short name assigned. Now, this happens for many of the data sets that we have here. We are going to change that, and we're going to change this. There are many ways to do so. One way is using what is called in Drupal the contributed module views bulk operations, VVO. And it is dependent on views, and it works a little bit like views. So basically, we're going to create a list of data sets. We're going to try to constrain that list to those data sets whose short name has this value, and create an action to update that value. Okay. So in this case, first step is to go to structure views, and we are going to add a new view. So I'm going to click first on the land page for the administrative land page for views, and I'm going to add a new view by clicking on the big old blue button here. I'm going to call this view update the data set short names, and I'm going to restrict this to the content types of the type data set. I don't care about sorting in this moment, and I'm going to leave the path to access this view in the administrative area, so it is not accessible to everybody. And I'm going to use a pager, but I'm going to display about 50 data sets at a time. At this point, I'm going to put the titles of the data set, although I guess I can put teasers. Well, you know what? Let me just leave off fields. And because what I want to see is actually the value of a short name and perhaps the value of the title. So once I am done with the overview of a view, I need to go into the details of creating this view. So I'm going to click on continue and edit. And I get to this page. This is the familiar UI or user interface for views. It's not, if this is the first time you see, I feel your pain. Try to get up to speed by using views before you try to use views bulk operations. Okay, so in the interface we have the display name for this page. I'm not going to change that. The title is fine. I'm uncool with updated data set short names. I am okay the fact that the format will show me a list of titles in this case. So I'm not going to tweak this format, but what I'm going to add is a couple of things. I'm going to add first a short name. That way I will be able to tell which of the data sets do I want to change. And the other thing that I want to add is the most important thing, which is the field that will enable me to do a change. So I'm going to go to bulk operations. I'm going to filter the views here. And I'm going to go to the content, so the bulk operations content. So I'm going to add that field, which is kind of, what is going to actually enable me to act on the list. So update, I'm gonna call the label update short names. And then this kind of tricky. So what I'm going to go is I'm gonna walk you through here. I already put the label. I'm not gonna tweak the operation settings for now. And here it is the operations that I can do. So as you can see, I can change the author of the node. I can execute PHP. I can kind of change the status of the nodes or publish them or unpublish them. All these things I can do. What I really want to do is change the entity, so modified entity values. I know that is quirky, the lingo, but by entity values, it means that what we want to do is change the nodes. In this case, what I want to change is the node view. So once I kind of click on modified entity values, I get a bunch of actions here, and I'm looking for data set. So I'm not interested in most of these guys, but you see here is our fields for the type data set right now. You see that on the screen. I'm going down the list until I find this short name. So right here is this. So once I have found and selected that, what I am going to do is click apply to all displays. And with that all being done, all I need to do at this point is to save the view. And remember, here's the path. I'm gonna save the view, like I said. And immediately after that, you are going to see, I'm gonna show you the page that renders this view. So this is the page. As you can see, it's still the administrative view of this website. Uses this shiny theme, and this is the page that we call updated data set short names. And as you can see, there is a bunch of short data sets listed here, and there is checkboxes to all of them, right? So in this particular page, it looks like every single short name, or every single data set has no short name assigned. For now, all I want to do is really changing it. Changing it to what? Just changing it to an empty value for now. All right, so I can get a little bit fancy. So I'm gonna do modify entity values. I'm going to select all the items in this page, or I could have gone one by one in case that we had a mix and match of modifiable data sets and non-modifiable ones. And so here it is, the short name, the new short name that I am going to put. I can also use tokens. That is to say, I can get the values in other fields of this node and select that as possible candidates for this data set. So I could just, for example, get the name of the data source or something like that, right? And I think that would be totally cool. Let me see if I can get that node. Otherwise, what I would have done is just leave this short name empty. Now, here's my problem with this screen right now is that I can't scroll for whatever reason. So let me see if I can scroll this way. All right. So notes, I'm gonna double click here, and there is abstract, additional info. I'm gonna guess I'm looking for the what is it called? The data source. So somewhere over here, data set and references. Probably here. So data sources. All right, so I'm gonna expand this over here, and all right, so I'm gonna get this one. All right, so I selected that token. Let's see what happens, because that's probably better than just emptying, than just vacating. You know? So I'm gonna click next. Now that I picked the token that I think it would be a good replacement, and it gives me the confirmation page. It says like, hey, in these 50 items that you selected, this 50 data set, you're gonna affect those changes. So I say confirm, and it's going to take a while. This is a development box, so don't expect lightning speed, but it's going fairly quick. So it tells me right now that it has processed the 50 nodes, and you see it has changed the name from not your name to the corresponding name of the data source associated with this data set. So actually, this is a better short name than what we had before, and so since we are quite happy with the first 50, I'm going to go to the next page, the next list of data set, and I'm going to effect changes in this page. And likewise, I'm gonna make sure, even though I selected all items in this page, I'm gonna scroll down and make sure that all the data sets have already not your name assigned, and we actually want to do this operation. So I'm scrolling a little bit fast. And so far so good, I'm almost there. So all these data sets, again, I want to change them. And yes. So what I'm going to do is apply. I'm gonna try to. Oh, I should have taken note of the. Yeah. Okay. So this is a token, and then this is the confirmation page. And again, now we are changing another 50 nodes. I don't want to change them all 200 nodes, more or less, that I have of data sets using this, because just for one thing, it will be too slow, and for the other thing, I will be scrolling and trying to hunt down those nodes. So what I think is going to happen is that, you see, for example, this is that at some point I'm gonna get to a page whose short nodes, so we're in page 3 of basically 150, whose short names are already correctly populated after migration. But so see, so right here, I don't need to upgrade this node or this one or this one. So basically, that was it. Like I think that was the last few nodes. And now once I unselected these ones, I don't want to act on this, I will be good to go with this little tutorial. So what you saw so far is two things. It's how to create a view, how to select, add a field to that view that allows you to change a field. In this case, we are changing the short name field. And finally, we are actually using it. So you got about everything that you needed to do from A to Z to change a field corresponding an entity in bulk. All right, so I hope that this was helpful, and stay tuned for another broadcast of another handy tip using Drupal in the Drupal ecological information management system. All right, so now that I stopped sharing, I can stop the broadcast. See you soon.